Being a visionary means having this unshakable belief in something as if it's already here. So maybe whatever that big dream, that big goal, that future business you think you may own, you feel like that it's here already and that it's here to stay. That doesn't always mean that the vision is clear or even the steps on how to accomplish that. But today we're going to look at a few different things that can help you on your journey, that can help you bring that vision to life. Some of the best characters I found that really showcase that are some of our favorite ones. But I'm really going to focus in on Luffy from One Piece, Naruto from Naruto, and Deku from My Hero Academia. The first point I want to go over is you have to set clear goals and milestones. So for instance, Naruto's whole thing was that he wanted to be Hokage, right? In a village where really everyone hated him, or at least all the adults did, and he just honestly wasn't the best ninja around. So there were steps to this process. Same thing with Luffy being the Pirate King and even Deku being the #1 hero. They all started off with these grandiose goals with no real direction on how to get there. The best example is for Luffy, right? In order to be the Pirate King, you need a pirate crew because you can't do it by yourself. So Luffy's first goal was to basically put a crew together and a bunch of people who he could trust enough to join him on this journey. That's not always the easiest thing to do, but it was still a step that he needed to go through anyway. In Naruto's case, he focused on mastering really any jutsu he could. And of course, first being the iconic Shadow Clone Jutsu, and eventually the Rasengan is only 2 jutsu that he ever really learns. But even then, he needed those tools in order to get him closer to his goal of being Hokage. And then of course, Deku was really going to UA. You'd be able to learn what it truly means to be a hero, because you can't be the #1 if you don't even know what a hero is. So these are just some of the steps they had to take in order to get to their goals in the end. The second thing is building a support network. Basically what that means is, going through life, we can't go through it alone as much as we may want to or try to. It's very important that you have people in your corner that you can trust. Family, friends, your mentor, your neighbor down the street, whoever it is, someone that you can confide in, who will lift you up, who will tell you about yourself when you're going too far off the deep end, right? For all 3 of these characters, they have that. Of course, Luffy again with his crew, Naruto with his amazing senseis in Kakashi, Iruka, and of course Jiraiya, R.I.P. And then Deku with All Might, the #1 hero, who they have this deep bond because they have the same power, right? But even beyond that, Deku's other classmates who he's gone through so much with just in their first year of UA. Because I think a lot of people forget these guys are freshmen, and they're fighting villains that even pro heroes can't be. It really shows the importance of having people who have your back. Not just people who hype you up, not just people who inflate your ego, but those who really care about you. Those who are willing to go the extra mile with you and not just put you down. You have to take consistent action. The key word there is consistent. You have to be able to do what you need to do over and over and over and over again in order to make your dreams actually a reality. For me, that was one of the hardest things that I had to figure out. I was always willing to take the action part and do what I needed to do, but being consistent with it was a hardship. Life happens, things come up, time constraints, you have a job, maybe you have kids or siblings, something like that. You have to make the time. We have to make the time. If it's truly that important to us, we have to be willing to say, okay, this is when I'm gonna do this is how often I'm gonna do it, and then we just gotta stick with it. I think it says like after 21 days, something becomes a habit. So maybe just do it for 21 days, who knows? For our heroes, they are consistently training, learning, whether intentional or not, and they're always trying to better themselves in some form or fashion. Because if you're not getting better, you're actually getting worse. So we can't be complacent. We have to take the consistent action to get closer to our goals. The next key point is be willing to learn and adapt. Don't be a know-it-all. Even if you know something, there's always something new you can learn. I know a lot of people who are in their professional lives, they are quote-unquote experts in their field, but they have this hunger for knowledge that keeps them going forward. As you mean, just because you know more than the next person, or even know more than the average Joe about X, Y, and Z, doesn't mean that you know everything about that topic. Take Deku, for instance. He's been studying heroes since he was, yay high. He has almost an encyclopedic knowledge of each hero, their powers and things like that, their personalities, but he's still learning. He's still willing to learn from the best and not just learn it, but actually apply it as well. Embrace the mindset of being a lifelong learner and always be looking to learn something new and something that's going to better you in your craft. Stay resilient and just persevere. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take time. But once you start and then you apply the rest of these tips, especially staying consistent, then you're going to see your progress go leaps and bounds down the road. Of course, just like Luffy, Naruto, and Deku, all the hardship they've been through, all the training, the enemies, they've had to get through it and oftentimes their very lives were on the line. So look at it like that. Look at it as if, your life, your dream, your passion is on the line each and every day. E.T., the hip-hop preacher, says, you have to succeed as badly as you want to breathe. And that's pretty much sums it up in a nutshell. You have to want this as badly as you want to breathe, as if you're underwater, right? So that's all I got for you guys. I just want you to just embrace the journey, embrace yourself as a visionary, recognize yourself as a visionary, and hopefully you put these practical tips to use in your life. So if you got any useful information out of this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.